Today, I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to predict if your marriage is going to end in divorce. It's going to be a fun, interactive thing. Obviously, some of this needs to be taken with a grain of salt because after all, it's an AI and it's learning, but it's going to surprise you how effective this is going to be. My name is Dr. Jon Dabach. If you're new to the channel, I'm a marriage therapist and I also help individuals with other various issues like overcoming narcissism. And I believe wholeheartedly that all mental health is DIY. You have to kind of do it yourself. Even if you're seeing an expert like me, things like this are going to help you understand how to fix your own life. So let's dive right in. I'm going to tell you the prompts. Now, the problem with using something like ChatGPT is that it doesn't know what questions to ask you. It's not reading body language, at least not yet. It's not reading tone of voice, at least not yet. So you have to kind of learn how to prompt it. That's where I come in. I'm going to kind of help you bridge the gap. So you have to use an existing therapeutic model or at least kind of research technique, and you have to kind of give it a process to do something in order for it to be effective and also somewhat entertaining or not overwhelming to you. So here's the prompt I want you to use to play this game with your ChatGPT. So act as an expert Gottman therapist and ask me 10 questions, one at a time, and wait for my answer before going on to the next question. When we're done, analyze my answers and give me a percentage chance that I'm going to get divorced. Okay. So if you don't, by the way, if you're not going to remember any of this and you don't want to take notes, I'm going to post a public link in the comment below, in the pinned comment below of this entire ChatGPT chat so that you can see all the prompts that I'm giving it. Now, why am I doing it this way? I tried many different models. I believe the Gottman model, kind of looking for what they call the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, has the best track record for predicting divorce. And if you ask it to ask you questions one at a time, it makes it almost like a game, very interactive. So let's look at the first question. It says, sure, let's dive in. When you and your partner have conflicts, do you feel that they escalate quickly or do you manage to calm things down effectively? So I'm going to pretend that I have this marriage and I'm going to say they escalate very, very quickly every time. Okay. Now it's going to ask me question number 2. When conflicts escalate, do you or your partner resort to criticism, defensiveness, contempt, or stonewalling? No surprise here. It's talking about the 4 horsemen of the Gottman method. And then it has a follow-up in that same question. If yes, which one occurs most frequently? These are great questions. These are questions that I might actually put together if I was a big worksheet guy for my clients and hand it to them before a session just to kind of see where I'm, going with them and kind of what's starting. So I'm going to say, yes, we resort to defensiveness and stonewalling quite a bit. Now, if you don't know what any of these terms mean, like stonewalling, you could say define stonewalling, right? And stonewalling just means kind of going your separate ways and not talking and kind of being resentful in that space. Number 3, do you feel emotionally connected to your partner outside of conflicts, or does it seem like there's distance between you even in calm moments? So I'm going to say no, when we're not fighting, when we're not fighting, we're okay. Again, I'm answering it like a human. I'm not trying to give it robotic answers because that's the way I think most people will do this. Number 4, good question here. How often do you and your partner express appreciation or gratitude towards one another, even for small things? I'm going to say maybe once or twice a week, right? Thank you for doing the laundry. You're great, yada, yada. Number 5, these are really good questions, by the way, that you should ask yourself anyway. When disagreements arise, do you and your partner try to understand each other's perspective, or does it feel like you're both trying to win the argument? If I'm being honest, it feels like we're both trying to win. Okay. And then it's going to ask the next one. See, the way you're doing this question, answer, it's a lot more, palatable than if you say, give me 10 questions and it gives you this laundry list and you're like, now I got to do homework, right? How satisfied are you with your physical intimacy and affection? Are your needs being met? Not really being met, but they're not horrible. A lot of couples do fight, but then kind of make up. So I'm going to give it that as a little bit of a curveball. Do you and your partner share goals, dreams, a sense of purpose and future together? Just our kids, right? Again, human answers, right? Number 8, how often do you and your partner spend quality time together without distractions like kids, work, technology? maybe once a month. Right? I like that they put technology because a lot of people spend time and then they just doom scroll on their phone. So some of these questions are worded quite well. When challenges or stressors arrive, do you and your partner support each other, or do those situations add to tension between you two? Both. Okay. And the last question, do you feel that you and your partner are still friends at the core of your relationship, or has the friendship faded over time? Sometimes we're friends, but it's feeling less and less like that lately. Okay, so I answered the 10 questions, and now it says thank you, and it gives me the analysis, right? And so the analysis has like 9 different indicators: conflict escalation, emotional connection. I'm not going to go over all of them. If you're interested, read the link below. But here's the thing, the prediction. Based on your answers, the likelihood of divorce, assuming no intervention, is around 70 to 75%. And as someone who's been doing this for over 10 years, that's accurate. That's scarily accurate. Based on the questions, like some yes, some no, some confusing, that is like really, really on point. I don't think I could have done it better myself, right? And then it says, however, it's not a definitive outcome with effort, therapy, etc., which is all true, which is why people like me exist. Would you like advice? This is how it ends, on specific steps to improve these areas. So I would actually say, if you're going to continue with it, right, I would say yes, but please only give me one thing at a time and let me respond. It's important to establish that you don't want a novel to work with. You want to actually get bits of advice and then clarify or say, okay, give me more. So I'm going to write that, and it's going to say, great. Step 1, create a pause button during conflicts. It's explaining how to do this. It's 1 paragraph instead of a long litany, right? Would you be willing to try this? If not, what's the obstacle? This is great. So if you can't afford a marriage therapist, if you're too far away from seeing one in person and you want to see someone in person, or if you are like me and you're a DIY kind of person, I believe in therapy. Listen, obviously I do it, but I saw a lot of really bad therapists in my life, and I needed to figure out my own marriage about 15 years ago, kind of on my own, because I couldn't find the right fit. Now you have this as another option. Obviously, you can always reach out to someone like me and work one-on-one, and there's going to be subtlety and nuance, and there's going to be a relationship that builds. But if you're struggling, this is great. I love that there are DIY tools. To me, this takes the place of reading a really good book. I'm looking on my bookshelf, right? So the 7 principles of making marriage work. If you're not the kind of person who can read and ingest and really kind of comprehend everything in one go, this is fantastic. So I thought I'd share it with you guys and celebrate how you can have another approach to working with AI to help your own mental health or relationships in your life. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.